Right now, somewhere in your marketing folder, there's a campaign that launched big, peaked in week 2, and quietly died. And nobody blamed the real culprit, the philosophy behind it. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. 61 duels, 0 losses. Not because he was the fastest, but because he practiced the same movements every single day, without exception. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. That's not a motivational quote. That's a battle plan. Musashi's way rests on 3 pillars. Daily practice as the method, battle strategy as the purpose, and compound growth as the inevitable result. Let's go back to 1946, where Japan's factories lie in ruins, and General MacArthur makes an unusual call. Fly in American quality control experts to rebuild Japanese manufacturing from the ground up. Deming arrived with a simple idea: prevent problems instead of fixing them. And a Toyota engineer named Taiichi Ono ran with it, building the Toyota production system that the world would come to know as Kaizen. Kaizen breaks down into 2 characters, Kai meaning change and Zen meaning good. Together they mean exactly what they promise: small, relentless, daily improvement. Here's the twist. Kaizen was actually an American invention, born from a wartime government program. Yet American industry ignored it, while Japan turned it into a global advantage they had to import back in the 1980s. The real lesson for marketers is this: the most powerful competitive advantages aren't the celebrated ones. They're the ones quietly compounding in the background, invisible until suddenly they're not. Now let's talk about a number. Just one. 1%. And the story of how it turned the most overlooked cycling team in Europe into the most dominant force in the sport. In 2003, Dave Brailsford took over a British cycling team that had won 1 Olympic gold in 100 years and was turned away by bike manufacturers who didn't want to be associated with them. Brailsford's plan was to break every element of performance: the bike, the diet, the training, even the hotel pillow, and find a 1% improvement in each one. 1% a day looks like nothing, but compounded across a full year, it doesn't give you 1% growth. It gives you 37 times better. The results came fast. 60% of available gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Then Tour de France wins in 2012, 2013, 2015 and 2016. The math made visible in trophies. James Clear put it perfectly in Atomic Habits. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, and that's exactly what Brailsford's marginal gains model proved in practice. Apply that same 1% rule to your advertising, and it touches everything. Sharper headlines, tighter calls to action, a daily discipline of deliberate refinement. The original Atomic Habit. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Everything we've just established applies directly to your advertising, and most brands are doing the precise opposite. The typical campaign runs the same loop every time. Brief lands, creative launches, results plateau by day 10, post-mortems by week 3, new brief by month 2. Warriors who never trained between duels. The standard campaign bets everything on a bold launch and accepts a quiet death, while the Kaizen model starts with a baseline and compounds 1% improvements across every variable, month after month. The process is straightforward. Set a baseline, isolate one variable, measure the result, log the improvement, then compound. Early gains are invisible, but by month 6 they're significant, and by month 12 your competitors will call it luck. One brand that committed to this approach, testing incrementally, improving every touchpoint by small margins over 5 years, saw brand penetration grow by over 300%, not from one brilliant campaign, but from relentless aggregation. The final act names the trap that catches almost every modern brand, the viral illusion, and makes the case for why identity and consistency will always outlast a single breakthrough moment. The viral illusion is the belief that one campaign will permanently transform a brand. But viral spikes fade without roots, while identity built from daily discipline quietly compounds into something no algorithm can take away. Musashi spent years alone in the mountains building a system. His reputation was simply what happened when the system was ready. And that's exactly the architecture your brand deserves. A baseline, a daily practice, and compounding refinement your competitors can never reverse engineer. What holds is identity. What compounds is consistency. And what endures is the brand that refuses to take a shortcut. At Gutflow, this isn't a philosophy on a slide. It's the working methodology behind every single project, built on the same Kaizen principles we've been tracing through history. 40% of every Gutflow project is invested in slow, deliberate thinking before a single visual is created. Because speed without truth just produces work that's forgotten by tomorrow. Trend-chasing creative performs briefly and disappears, while identity-first work compounds over time. Texture outlasts trend, and permanence defeats performance every time. If you want brand storytelling that earns its place in memory a year from now, visit gutflow.com and start with one question. What's the 1% improvement your brand could make today?